There was a time in life when everything had fallen apart for me. And I was actually really wary about being around Christians because they all looked so happy and I wasn't very happy. And I felt judged as well, even if they weren't judging me, you know, we can put stuff on ourselves. And I was at this festival. It was a Christian festival, but I don't know why I was there because I didn't want to be around Christians. Anyway, I'd gone through loads of stuff and started to have this real anxiety. I mean, I'd had an anxiety attack pretty much there and then in this venue, and I didn't want to be around people. And I'd prayed and I said to God, like, I want to get lost in the crowd. There were 20,000 people there. So I just say, I want to get lost in the crowd. I don't want to be near anyone I knew. So I stood in the middle and all these people I didn't know around me. And then the person on stage gets up and she just starts to sing, "You're not lost in a crowd tonight. And it's time you start to live like you're the apple of his eye." And I was broken. God knows where we are. He knows our coordinates. And there's a story in the Bible about a woman and she's got this issue with blood and she's in a crowd. And people didn't want to be around her because it was kind of shameful that she had all this health stuff. And she reaches out for Jesus and he turns around and he goes face to face with her and his first words were "daughter." And that's how it felt for me in that crowd. Like, didn't want to be near anyone. And I specifically prayed, I want to get lost in the crowd. And instead, God's response to me was, "You're not lost in a crowd and it's time you start to live like you're the apple of my eye." And I think everyone needs to hear that, like watching this, like you're not lost in a crowd, you're not lost on social media, you're not lost at work. He knows your digits, he knows your coordinates. And it's time you start to live like you're the apple of his eye, like it's time you start to live like you're loved because you're not lost and he knows where you are. And like the woman with the issue of blood, she reached out for him, and maybe you want to reach out for Jesus, but the first thing he'll do is turn around to you and he'll say "son" and he'll say "daughter," and he calls you family.